Now watch what happens when we use Bennetts Burst. Boom, 3.2k. See that? And his attack, 2.8k. Budget Dilok. Welcome back to another Genshin Impact build video. Today we're looking at Bennett, aka Budget Dilok, although that nickname is the furthest from the truth because he is a different unit altogether. Bennett is the best support you are not using. This dude heals for a ton per tick, and he can buff the attack of your party members. If you get one constellation, he can do both at the same time. So our good friend and mod, the third, has kindly lent us his account for us to make content on his Bennett. His Bennett is sick. So support Bennett is all about his burst ability or the fantastic voyage right here. As you can see, we did not level up any of his other talents because it's all about the burst. What this does is it puts an AoE on the ground, which heals anybody in it or any party member in it until they reach 70%. But the heals are strong. You'll see how much he heals per tick. The other thing that it does is if the character in the AoE has an HP higher than 70%, they gain an attack bonus. And this is what makes him really fun to use. If we check the skill attributes, you can see that the healing scales with the HP. So you want to build HP on Bennett, but why not attack? The attack bonus ratio is 78%. However, the 78% only affects the base attack. It's not this full 1.4 attack, but rather, if you check the details, it only affects the white number here. This is called the base attack. And this is made up of two things. One is the attack of Bennett himself, which goes up with this character level. That's why we have him at 80, level 80, plus the weapon base attack. So 78% of Bennett's attack plus his weapon's base attack. If you get him to one constellation, which is highly possible because he is in the shop right now, make sure to buy him. He is insane value for your masterless glitter. If you get him to one constellation, you can get the Grand Expectation constellation, and this removes the HP restriction for the attack buff. So you no longer have to be above 70% HP. You now have the attack buff all the time once you're standing in the AoE. Plus, the bonus is increased by 20% of Bennett's base attack. Now, for the artifact sets, we are using the Noblesse Oblige. This way, once he uses his burst, not only do we increase the attack from the talent itself, but also from the artifact set. 20% more attack for other party members. For the main stats on the artifacts, you are looking for either HP percent or energy recharge. HP percent if you need to increase his healing output, or energy recharge if you want to spam his burst as much as possible. So for Flower, it's flat HP. You also want to look for HP and energy recharge on the substats. Feather is always flat attack, but we do have an energy recharge stat here, which is good, and a couple of HP stats, also good. For the timepiece, there we go, HP percent. For the goblet, we would have wanted either energy recharge or HP percent on a Noblesse Oblige piece, but we don't have one yet. Remember, this attack percent plus the flat attack from the feather is not taken into consideration when he uses his burst. Remember, his burst only scales with Bennett's base attack plus the weapon base attack. Headpiece, we're also using an HP percent, and it's got an energy recharge substat. The weapon third is using is the Skyward Blade, which has a very high base attack and energy recharge main stat. Now don't worry if you don't have this 5-star weapon, you can also go for the 4-star Sacrificial Sword, which also has an energy recharge. Or if you also don't have the 4-star, you can get the 3-star Skyrider Sword with also an energy recharge main stat. So energy recharge is really what you're looking for on his sword, and then make sure to max the level of the sword to get a high base attack. Okay, so now let's show off his heals and his attack buff at the same time. We have Dilok at very low health right now, and his attack is at 2.1k. Now watch what happens when we use Bennetts Burst. Boom, 3.2k. See that? 3.3k. And we're at 70% just like that in 1 second, 2 seconds max. And his attack, 2.8k. Oh, that's 700 more attack. That is because of Bennett's talent plus the Noblesse Oblige set. So here's just a quick damage comparison test on Dilok's burst without Bennett's burst and with Bennett's burst. that is Bennett. You get nice heals, you get nice buffs, very straightforward, very simple. Get him in your team and you won't regret it. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that follow button or subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. We also have a Discord with over 2,000 members, lots of people to help you, link in the description. We could also use your support. We are transitioning to a full-time content creator and streamer, so if you want to be a supporter of the content, also hit that link in the description. I also go live on fb.gg/xnlgaming on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So do catch us there if you want to ask some questions or if you want to hang out. I'll see you around.